Well, hello, beautiful artisans. Welcome to Echo Art with Carmella-T. Thank you so much for being with me today. We got a really great video today. A few things I want to cover with you before we even begin. But if you are new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. You know, I've gotten some comments and emails talking about the yo-yos again. And, you know, we can incorporate yo-yo designs even on this used quilt. So I have a few yo-yos, so I'll show you some ideas. But I really want to share with you the adorable little houses that I decorated thus far on this quilt. So I kind of stopped. I was sewing another one on today, and I kind of stopped because a lot of time is going by, and I didn't want to miss doing a video with you. Today is my favorite time of day. So before we begin, there's a few things I want to share with you. One is the statistic, and I may have to sip this coffee as we go on. One is the statistic of about the average amount of clothing that people buy per year. I'm not talking about thrift shop necessarily, but it's about 68 pieces of new clothing that people buy per year on average. Some people may buy more, some may buy less. I know for me, I buy 2 to 3 outfits per season, and they're all thrift shop. So you will not find me buying them brand new. I just won't. I couldn't even do that today. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. So on average, that's what people are buying per year. Now, I want to share with you another statistic based in my book. So YouTube, this is my book, Recycle, Inspire, Create, Reviving Earth with Historical Cultural Arts. So I am going to read just a quote out of here. On average, Americans produce 4.9 pounds of trash per person per day. Now, we're not talking about just like fabrics. We're talking about, you know, basically trash. So that is nearly 600 billion pounds of trash per year. So that is with a B. 600 billion pounds of trash per year. So I just want to read to you what my kind of little comment is on that. So here we're introduced to the current reality of how severe our waste issue is. We know there's only 365 days per year, or simply 52 weeks. That is not a lot of time when you think about it. How do we process 600 billion pounds of garbage adequately in this time frame? Clearly, we do not, at least not as of this writing. So, you know, I'm emphasizing the 600 billion pounds. I'm asking a question because I really believe that we need to keep asking these questions. How can we do this? And maybe we get into local forums on our environment, or we write to Congress, you know, and our senators who are representing us, and we share a statistic with them, which they may or may not be aware of. I mean, we assume they're aware of this, but maybe they are not. So we bring it to their attention and we ask these questions, because in my viewpoint, I really believe let's say the job market, careers, our economic development is all in this area. I believe there's so much more that we can do. So when you think about that, 600 billion pounds, there's got to be much more business, let's say, incentives we could think of to address that kind of an issue. So anyway, that's how I wanted to start with this today. And the second thing I wanted to share with you really quickly in before we get closer to the project here is this bear is not complete, but I am working on this bear. So look, the wool I had bought off the farm is in this plastic bag, but you see how I have different wools, and you see they're very easy. This is a gallon bag. If you buy some wool off a farm, just bring your gallon bag with you and fill it. Because if you buy different color wools, they're easy to separate, especially when they're shorn right off the sheep and washed right there. So this, for the people out there, the artists, I'm gonna say that I picked up that New York right there accent from a friend of mine who lived in New York. Now I did visit New York, and I feel like sometimes I do have like a little like coffee. I can say it like them. So sometimes I like to say that. But I was talking, see, with a friend of mine not too long ago who lived in New York for a long time. I think I picked up a little of her accent. But anyway, this bear, he's about 5-6 inches tall. So this is for the needle felters out there. He still needs his ears, but if you look at him, this is the which type of bear? This is a grizzly, and the back end of him is wider, and so now he needs his ears, and he's got the hump here. So he's in the grizzly family anyway. But you can see I'm making him so that he's going to be in action. His head is turned. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And to do that, for those of you who are doing needle felting, what you do is you first, this is how I do it. And just because I know that there's some people out there needle felting and they're like, Carmella, did you ever finish that bear? Actually, it was sunny last week. I took 1 hour just to sit down and relax and rest my mind, my body, my soul. And I finished this bear, except for his ears. Now, when I make the body of the bear, and that's just what I do. I'm not turning it. I'm not moving it. Some people do. But after I put everything together, then I start turning if I want him to be moving. And this particular one I do. I want him to be looking to the side so that, and his feet, you can see his feet here will be also turned, and I just love it. You see on that angle, you can see he's turned a little bit, and his feet, his leg is coming in like that. But I still have to do his feet a little bit and his ears, and he's going to be adorable. So anyway, so I'll share more with you on the bear as we finish. So I'm going to put him over there. So now, before we get back to this quilt, I want to share something with you, and I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. This wall piece, if you look at it closely, you can see a house, the stairs, and you see the flowers. And at the bottom, I put hearts. And in the back, I signed it. Okay. This piece, I had made another piece similar to it for an exhibit, and it's sold. So I think it's got to be over a year ago now. So when it sold, I made another piece. This was it, to replace the one that sold, because the one that sold quickly. So this is of a house. I have to tell you, I love to design these little houses. So when I did this house, I wanted flowers to be around it. Now, these flowers, if you look closely, I'm going to share with you how I did this. I cut pieces of flowers out of a print, of a fabric, of a design. And then I created my own design. So some of these are different. Now this piece is also painted. So I just wanted to share that with you, because today, I'm going to share with you a couple of different ways that I'm thinking of designing the corners of this quilt. And I'll show you the houses that I've designed thus far. And I'll explain to you why I'm using a minimal Sashiko stitching for this particular design or these designs. So right here you can see this is cut out. That's one flower. You see the stitches. Up here is a larger flower cut out. And then I did overstitching with the Sashiko. Overstitching, when I say that, means a lot of stitching. This one I did French knots in the middle of the flower. And this one is, if you can see this, I don't know if you can, but this is a little like butterfly. They're like butterfly wings sitting on the flower. So now the house, if you look at the house, I put little windows. This is paint that you're seeing, but underneath that paint are stitches, okay? And up here, you're gonna see another flower. See, the flower is cut out. I cut that out and then I sewed it on there. So I wanted to share that with you because some of you may or may not have seen this, and it might be buried in some of the videos. So here, when I fold, I did back to back. I did back to back stitches, but I left this, you can see, to put a dowel. So this can be a wall hanging. So, and again, this is all scrap fabric. So now with that, what I want to do is I have the camera on the double capture so you can see. And basically I already did the stitching, and in case anybody has any questions on the stitching, today I just want to share with you laying out some other designs with the scrap fabrics that I have, and I want to share with you how to do some of these. And but before we do that, let's just take a look at these. And I think what I'm going to do is switch this, okay? So you can see now in the back is this right here you're seeing is part of the TV screen. So it's not on, but it's just pictures there. So I'm gonna hold this up so you can see this is one house. Now, if you look here, I've started in the second block. You see this block? This is the corner. That's the corner block. And over here, I have laid out a design for the house. And the door, you can see, is not stitched on as of yet. Okay? Isn't that adorable? I'm going to move up here a little bit just because I'm stretching. So that's one house. I love it. Okay, check out the second house. Now, I'm not done, like I said, with the stitching, but I will explain something to you here. Okay, so I didn't finish the chimney, but look, I'm working. This is my work. Simple. Look, the beautiful pink. You see the pink, dark magenta there, and the yellow and the blue chimney. Okay, now, I left this minimal. Why did I leave it minimal stitching? I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so I've got one more to show you. But I left it minimal stitching because when you look here at the, at just the, how do I want to say, the effect. I feel like if I add more stitches in there, and here, it's going to take away the effect, and it will because the door, like here, look, the effect will become very different. And what I'm saying basically is I love what I'm seeing. So I want to keep it simple. That's really what I'm saying, is I want to keep it simple. Okay, so that's one house. Now, what's making these houses so darn cute? It is, in my opinion, it is the vibrancy of the contrast of the colors and the patterns. Okay, now here's the other one I was working on. Now I want to show you Let me see if I can hold this up. Look, is that just too darn cute? Now look at the roof. You see the roof? The roof is like a mushroom. It's a mushroom-shaped roof. And you see the door? It's over on the side. So the house is purple. The roof is a whimsical, round, kind of mushroom-type roof with the blue blueberries, and then the polka dot orange. I love it. So let me switch this back. Okay. And maybe I can, oh, maybe I should just leave it. I'm sorry. Let's just leave it because this way you get the larger view. So if you look at this particular quilt, I am going, so I've got these two houses, and then I've got this one over here. So I have 3 more houses to decorate. So we're going to do a few here together. And I don't know if I'll go with those, but if you look here, this is the end block. And the end block is the one I want to figure out. Do I want hearts on that, or do I want flowers? So this is where the yo-yos come in, by the way. So I should have something there that I can hold that up on. Maybe we'll use our oh, that's good. Yeah, we'll use that, and then we can, there we go. Okay, so here, let's try a couple of things. We're going to try a heart. And that's just, seriously, all that is a piece of jean fabric. I'm just holding that back so you can see. This is, it would have to be ironed, yes. But it's a piece of jean. It's just beautiful. I'm going to actually take that bag away. So hearts can go in these corner blocks. They definitely can. Now, I had also toyed with birds. So I'm just going to show you. This is a bird that I drew on a piece of denim. So just draw it on there and cut it out. I could put birds in each of these corners. Okay, so I've got that jean heart. Let me show you a couple of other hearts though, because I have a few others here. And we will also cut out some. So I've got this beautiful buffalo plaid heart. Now, when you cut out a heart, for me, the easiest way to do it is fold the fabric in half. And sometimes, let's see, is another heart. Here's another heart. And we'll put that there. And you can, you see, overlap the hearts. You can overlap them. You can make one big heart and put it in the center. You can put a bird. You can, let's get our yo-yos. Oh, here is actually another heart. This is the quilted one I showed you before. And that looks lovely also. Now, if you do a quilted one like that, it gives you more texture. And that looks lovely also. But I really don't want to use that one. So I'm just going to show you, for those of you who are like, well, Carmella, I'm not sure how you did that heart. And then we're going to get, after we do a heart, we're going to do some whimsical houses. So the heart, easiest way is to just take a square, fold it in half, just fold it in half. And if it's easier for you to draw on it, just draw half of a heart there. And for some of you, it might be easier to just simply cut it. Just start a little bit down so you have a little bit depth in the top part of the heart. And there you go. Let's see how that one looks. Oh, that's lovely. That's beautiful too. See? That's lovely. It's almost seriously, almost any of these fabrics you put on there really pop, especially when they're contrasting. So now, okay, so now looking at the houses that I did, let's just go back over here because I want to just preface the next few houses we're going to decorate, we're going to design together, what my thinking is. Okay, so this is a little bit more whimsical because we have kind of a mushroom top house, a top roof, and these are just adorable because they are just humble and simple with beautiful contrasting fabrics, okay, and different shapes. Now, the next houses I want to decorate. I don't want them to be a perfect square or perfect this and that. So what do I mean by that? So I want them to be adorable and whimsical. And because I want to take note that this one here is right down flush with the bottom of the quilt. And this one is up a little bit. And I purposely did that because, and this one is down flush. So I don't want them necessarily to be flush or to be up or to be, I want them to be unique in their own block. So how does that come out? I'm not sure, but we're gonna check it out. Now this piece of fabric, you can see, is not a perfect rectangle. It's not a perfect square. It's kind of flaring out a little bit. It's a little long. So I am going to cut the top part off. And I'm just going to lay this down so you can see. And we're going to put this down just a tiny bit. Okay. So I like that it's contrasting, but I almost think it might do a little bit better in the purple. Now I'm only doing the 2 center blocks here, by the way. So I think it might do better, let's see, in the purple, just because I am paying attention to the contrasting. And I love that right there. So we're going to leave that there. Now we got to figure out a roof. And so I work with the pieces that I have. I let those pieces kind of speak to me as I am designing. And I think that's the best way to do this. So I know I have blue, and I think I haven't used green, and I've been wanting to use this color. Now, how do I do the tops? There's many different ways. Yeah, you can do a round top. You can kind of do a sloping top, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. It's kind of round, but it's more cylinder type. So look, like this. This is what I'm saying. It's longer. So let's see, does that fit? Oh, that's cute. It's cute, but it's a lot of green. It's a lot of green. So I'm going to put that to the side for the moment. I'm not going to like cast it away. I'm going to keep it right there because guess what? This in itself can be a house. Look, it can be the bottom part of a house. We go over here, you almost get the idea. Look, it can be like a hay house right there. You put a little door in there, but I don't think I'm going to go because the color is not popping like I want it to. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to find something that I think is bright and cheerful. And I like this. This is that rusty type color, and I love it. So again, I kind of want a cylindrical, if I'm saying that correctly, like a cylinder. Maybe I'm saying really like half oval. I think that's really what I'm thinking. And I don't know if I even made that wide enough, but let's check. No, it's not wide enough, and that won't look very good. But you know what that would look good in is on the green. So let's just work with this a little bit. You see what happens? I'm trying to make one type of like whimsical kind of crooked little house with a rounded top, and I'm getting a hay house with a completely different design. So I'm going to put this here right in front of us because this is what's going on with me right now. Look, that's kind of cutesy. I like it. I like it. I like it. Am I going to go with it? I don't know, because I feel like it gives me more of a cave effect. That's kind of what it's giving me, is a cave effect. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to take that off, and we're going to focus heavily on this one right here. So I need a roof, and I've got this, and how can we make that kind of roof that, well, it's wide enough, definitely. So let's just kind of cut it on an angle and see what oh, I love this. Okay, look. That's adorable. You know, it's this buffalo plaid that never fails. It just never fails. Okay, so I'm going to pin that in place. And I'm going to be honest, something I want to do with this is I kind of want to make the roof a little crooked. Let's see. I'm going to do it like that. I want to do a little, look, is that just not too darn cute? So, okay. So I'm going to pin that, because I'm staying with that design. I love that. Now I want to decorate the house a little bit more with a door. So I want the door to be bright. I want it to stand out. So maybe I come back over here. I take a piece of my scrap fabric that I was just working with. Let's see if this gives us a door. That's a little bit long. That's cute. That's a really cute door. You could almost make the door a little crooked too. But no, I'm not actually, let me try one more piece, because I feel like that door is not popping enough for what I like. And, oh, I think this will. I do. This is a floral. You see the floral? And it's a lovely. So we'll just cut a little tiny piece and just see if this color gives us the effect that I'm thinking of and I would love to have for this little house. And sometimes it's the size. Look. I mean, that's cute. Yeah. It's the size though, that needs to be a little smaller and then it will pop. Yeah, that's better. That's adorable. Okay, so we've got that house together. And now let me just, for those of you who were not with us on the last video, you can, yes, you can go back and look at the video, but just to save you a little time and because you're here today, what we did is we focused when we were stitching the houses. The whole idea was to focus on stitching in the top part of the used quilt. So we were talking about taking a quilt, maybe that if you as a traditional quilter had made, or let's say you have, and you wanted to add some Boro Sashiko, you want to kind of play around with little images, you want to use your scrap fabric, and you want to do Sashiko stitching. You do the stitching in the top part, that would be this part, and or the batting, that's your second layer of your quilt. So then you don't have, I'm holding this up so you can see that there's no stitches going in the back of your quilt. So that's how we did that. That's how we're doing these. And we're using all scrap fabric. And it's just a lovely. So, so I've got those two houses and we've got this house, our little whimsical mushroom house. And now we have our little kind of crooked house. This is our little kind of, that's a little crooked roof. I love it. So now we need another house. Now with this light green and the floral, it really does make me want to use just automatically a kind of, I really do kind of want to use this like dark green, but I also have this purple. Okay, and we used this on the mushroom house. So we used our purple, and I kind of like to, if I can, be as diverse as I can with the patterns, the designs. So the ones I've used, I've got over on the side, because look, we've used this yellow, we've used the pink, we have used this beautiful purple, and we used the blue. So is it in the buffalo plaid? So is it such a terrible thing if we repeat? No, it's not. It's really not. We certainly could repeat. But what I want to do, and I'm not forgetting the yo-yos. We'll get to those. I was actually looking for those as we go here because I had them right here. But, and for those of you also who are new to the project, we use the lacy crochet thread, or you can use your Sashiko thread, and you can find that on the internet. It is sold online, or probably maybe in a local shop, hobby shop too. And okay, so this, and I use a lot of embroidery needles. I try to use the thinner eye when I am doing when I am sewing in the top layer, just because that smaller needle, it lets you grab the top and the second layer much easier. Okay, so here is a pattern I haven't used yet. That's the butterfly, and then this is another one. So this to me does not go very well with the butterfly, so I'm going to use the butterfly. And so let's just, oh, I have one over here, so I don't have to cut that. So I'm going to cut a little piece here off the butterfly fabric, and then I'll share with you what I am thinking of the corners. So now I want another whimsical house. So how am I going to do this? Am I going to make it crooked? I got to tell you what I'm going to do. I want to kind of round the bottom corners. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I just did it. So we're going to put that here. I'm going to pull this back a little. Now that's nice because right next to it, we have a smaller kind of the same colors, the pink and the deep blue. So that's cutesy. I'm going to leave that like that. And I just want to play around. This is part of it. Playing around, testing out. Okay. Now I kind of like that, but this doesn't make it pop. It just doesn't. It does not pop. So it's got to pop. And let's see here. So this is a little bit brighter. And I'm just going to hold it next to it first. But look, when I hold it next to it, it blends right in with the green. So before I even cut it, I'm testing that out. So I'm not going to use that one. And I kind of like a different, now it's not the end of the world if I use purple again. But let me see something here. I would cut that bottom part off. I mean, you know, I could give it a little bit of a flat top like that because, or I could give it a little, oh, I know what will fit. Let's try this out. This will go nice. Look, that will pop both with the indigo blue and the light green. So what I would like is a taller, kind of a steepy kind of top for this. So what I'm gonna do is I want to make sure I make it wide enough. So I just kind of tested it with, just kind of put it against this fabric with my, just kind of eyeing it a little bit. So let's try this. And now I'm just kind of setting it on there. I like, okay, I'm gonna put it this way. Yeah. So I'm going to cut this just a tiny bit and I'm going to keep it the width that it's at because that width is working. And keep that width. And then what I'm going to do is just give it a little bit of a steepy, kind of a roof. Let's see if this works out. I want it to be a little bit different steepy. Like kind of silly almost. Yeah. But that's a bit much there. I like it. So what I am going to cut this though right there because that's fine. Yeah. That's different. You see how different that is? And now really what it needs is a door. It needs a door because you're not getting the full effect that is a whimsical, silly little house. So let's give it a door and see if that brings it home. I kind of cut that crooked. I don't even know if I could. Let's try that for a door. Oh, I love that. Look, because the steep part of the roof kind of is a little whimsical slant to it. So the door does too. Perfect. So those are our houses. And so I'll be sewing those. I really did think this would be complete. But, I could give you 1,000 reasons as to why it is not. And, but there's, so I use the word busy. But yeah, I love this. So the next time when we come back, I'll be able to, hold it up, and we won't use a dual screen. We'll use a wider screen, and I'll hold it up. But look, let me just share with you a few things here for the corner blocks that I'm thinking. So this is the corner block, or one of them. And let's see. Yeah. So a couple things I want to share with you and show you how to do. So this is a yo-yo, and when you place it on there, like you could place a few of them like that, you see? I'm just going to hold this back. You can place a few of them. Now, when you do that, you're like, well, Carmella, it really needs some kind of a stem. So you can take a piece of fabric and you can fold it. You can fold it or roll it. You can roll it and give it a couple of stitches, and you can even twist it if you want like that. And then just lay it down like that to make it a stem for your flowers. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to share with you. They don't have to be yo-yos. They can be very simply, look, they can be simple. They can be circles like that. You see? And then, that's a larger circle, but you put the circle, you sew the circle on, and then you can sew your little stem on. That's precious. That's absolutely adorable. You see that? And so you can do something like that for flowers. And let me show you this. This is, some of you have seen me make these before. And I'm going to show you right now how to do these. So you've got these also for flowers. Okay, so let me just take these off of here. What these are simply leaves. They're leaves cut out. So you take the shape of a leaf and you cut it out as many times, right, as you want. That's what these are. And I'm going to show you how, right now, how to do that, just so you get an idea. And let's see here. This is super pretty, so we'll use this. So take a piece of fabric. You take a piece of fabric. Okay, fold it. Just fold it. And you can fold it 2 or 3 times, whatever you want. Okay? Whatever you want. And then just cut your leaves out. I'm going to hold this up so you can see. Just cut your leaves, whatever shape you want, however you want to do your leaves. See if you can see there. Okay, now you've got all these leaves. So what you want to do is lay them down. I'm just going to make a flower for you. And I'll do it with the other color too, so you can see. And you can, you see here, there's a little jagged edge here or there, and you can always, work on, like, smooth that out with your scissors. So look, that's a flower. That's just a precious. So I wouldn't use that color for that one, so I'm going to move those. And I'm going to show you for these colors. Now these will pop. Look, these will definitely pop. So you can do flowers in each of your blocks. Now, and that's how you do it. Just lay them down like that and then start doing your Sashiko stitching. Now, if you want to, yes, you can put them, lay them on a piece of denim, a piece of fabric, sew them onto that piece of fabric, and then sew that onto your block. So I hope that that helps you. I hope that you're inspired. I am loving this project. It just frees my mind. It makes me so happy. I just love the designs, the colors, the pops, and I love doing these houses. So let me know how your houses, if you're doing the project with houses, you could be doing something else. And or if you're going to do little flowers, and maybe what your little technique is, and all of it. I just love to hear from you. So with that, you have an absolutely beautiful day. I send you love and light.